Good evening, groovy citizens, and happy Winning Wednesday. Listen, today is exciting for two reasons. Number one, it's the middle of the week. That means we have 2 more work days and the weekend is here yet again. Also, it's exciting because today is the last day in the month of May. I like the way that sounds. So tomorrow morning, we wake up in a whole new month. How exciting is that? So that also means that if you did not get a chance to achieve your goals for the month of May, review them, and if there's still things that you need to do, move them into your to-do list for June and get about the business of getting them done. We cannot continue to keep dragging these things on from month to month to month. If it's not something that you want to do, scratch it off and move on with your life. But just if it is something that you want to do, get it done and move on, okay? So I am super excited about that. And is this, March, June. Okay, June is also the last month in the second quarter of the year. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that probably next week. I'll get into that a little bit more in terms of planning to end the second quarter on a high note. So other than that, it is currently 82 degrees out. It's a slight little breeze, which feels nice. So it's not overly hot or anything. So let's jump into today's topic. And today's topic is I don't stop. 3 words, 3 powerful words. I don't stop. And I need you to tell yourself this every single day. And I've talked before about how you all should have positive affirmations that you say to yourself every day, preferably in the morning, midday, and then before you go to bed. This needs to be one of them. And so I have 3 quotes I'm going to share with you. I have some tips for you, and then we'll close this out because I actually have something I need to do. So first quote is by, I think his name is Jocko Willink. It'll be in the description box. Love his videos. Make sure you check him out on YouTube. And he says, where does the switch come from? The overdrive. It is the thing that allows you to go the extra distance, to dig a little deeper, to push a little harder. It takes both emotion and logic to reach your maximum potential, to really give everything you have, to go beyond your limits, because emotion, now get this will shout you, because emotion and logic will both reach their limitations. Did you hear what I just said? Emotion and logic will both reach their limitations. And when one fails, you need to rely on the other. When it just doesn't make any logical sense to go on, that's when you use your emotion, your anger, your fear, your frustration, your fear to push further, to push you to say one thing, and that is, I don't stop. So when that emotion kicks in and you feel like you want to quit, you want to give up, you just don't feel like doing it anymore, you have to tell yourself, I don't stop. But you have to mean it. You can't just say it to give lip service to it. You have to really mean it. Next quote that I'm going to share with you is by Inky Johnson, and he says, everybody wants the prize, but nobody loves the process. Everybody wants to be a champion, but nobody is willing to put in the work that it takes to be a champion. Everybody wants to hold up the trophy and say, man, I did it. But nobody's willing to put in the work it takes to do it. He says, I love the process. I love the thought of working for what I want. Y'all, let me say that one more time because that is so powerful. I love the thought of working for what I want. I don't know about you, but I love working towards my goals and my dreams. He says, and I firmly believe you're never supposed to wish for it more than you're willing to work for it. That'll shout you. You should never wish for anything more than you are willing to work for it. Because you can wish for it all you want. Heck, I wish I was a little slimmer than what I am. But until I put in the work, come on somebody, I'm not going to get there. Your expectations are never supposed to exceed your effort. But a lot of people, they wish and they're not willing to work. And the great thing about life Life has a funny way of testing all of us and seeing how bad we really want what it is that we say we want. Again, that's another shouting moment. I need to say it one more again because somebody missed it. The great thing about life is that life has a funny way of testing all of us to see how bad we really want what it is that we say we want. Here's my thing. You tell God that you really want something, and he's going to test you to see how bad you want it. I don't know if you've ever been tested, but Lord knows I have. So if you say you want it, be prepared to be tested. He says when you work for something, it gives you a different type of attachment to it. The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. That's why people can give up so easy. They don't have anything invested. And have you ever noticed how people who are willing to walk away from something, they can do it because they have nothing invested in it. So it really means nothing to them. But if you're truly invested in that relationship, in that business, in that whatever, you are not going to just walk away so easily. Why? Because you're totally invested into it. You care. When you don't care, then you say, okay, fine, whatever. But when people work for something, like when they have been sacrificing for something, well, you're going to have a cold day in hell before you can take it from them. And again, that quote's by Inky Johnson. Last quote's by Eric Thomas. He said, it is the process of the grind that shapes you and forms you. It's not the game. He says, you think you become he asked the question, he says, do you think you become a champion on the field? You don't. You become a champion when ain't nobody watching you. You're doing your own drills in your own way. You become a champion in the dark when ain't nobody looking. You become a champion the way you eat. You become a champion the way you think. You become a champion in your grind when nobody knows what you're doing. It's the process, come on now, that makes you sweet. It's the process. See, you can get to the end result, and that's all fine and good, but it's the process that you take to get there. And if you can hear my stomach growling, y'all, I do apologize, but it's hungry. That's why I'm trying to wrap this thing up. But it's like he said, it's the process that makes you sweet. And again, all of these will be in the description box. So here's some ways that you can hustle harder and improve your grind. I have 7, and then I'll let you be. Number 1, get clear on what you want and not just what you think you can have. So take a minute to think about if the goal you're chasing is what means the most to you, or if it's the goal that just seems less scary. I can't stress that enough. If you're doing something just because it's less scary to do it and you don't have to invest as much into it, that's sad. That's really sad. I want you to get that big goal, and go for it. I need you to go forward because you can do it. You put in the work, I promise you can do it. But don't just pick something because it seems easier. I want you to go after that big goal because that's what you truly want. Number 2, define your why. And you all have heard me talk about that before. Ask yourself, why is this thing important to you? So when you sit down and you map out your strategies for the month of June, and you write down what your goal or goals are, I need you to ask yourself why. Why do you want this thing? Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to create the other? And be clear. That's the thing. You've got to be clear about why it is that you want it. And if I've always been under the belief that if you're writing down something and you can't tell me why you want it, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. Because if this is something that you truly have been called to do or something that you really want to do, you know why. You know why. But if you don't know why, then it's not going to happen for you. Number 3, create a solid, measurable action plan to track your process. So working hard is meaningless if you are not tracking your progress. I cannot stress that enough. It bothers me when people are working towards a goal, but they have no way of tracking their progress. If you know me, then you know any goal that I'm working towards. Just like right now, I'm working to drop, I think I have 12 pounds now that I want to lose. And And so far I've lost 30, but I digress. I have 12 pounds that I'm working on getting off. And so I can track my progress because I use the MyPlate app. So even though I'm not able to get in the gym to work out, because as I told you all about my car accident a few months ago, and my ankle is still healing because I sprained it, and sprains take a while to heal. So I'm not able to go in the gym and work out, but I can watch what I eat. And so I'm tracking everything that I put in my mouth. Yes, all of my snacks when I do, and I don't feel the need to snack often, but when I do, it goes in the MyPlate app. So, and you guys, I actually joined Weight Watchers because they have a special. So if you're going to join, you need to do it quickly because it's a special. You get the first month free, I believe it is, and then it's 10 months at $10 a month. Not bad at all. And so I'm able to track excuse me, how much sleep I'm getting. I can track how much water I'm taking in. I can track what I'm eating. So I can see on the little wheel how much of my meal eating for that day was in proteins, how much I spent on carbs and on fat, because those are 3 things that you really need to know. When you're eating, what's going to those different things? And if that little wheel is saying that I'm taking in more fats than protein, that's a problem. Or more carbs than protein, again, that's a problem. And y'all, if I look like I'm glistening, I am, because like I said, it's 82 degrees. I'm just not gonna burn my AC because I'm almost done. Number 4, work on training your mind, body, and spirit. And here I just made a note, don't put off your workout. Do not put off your workout. And if you're not comfortable going into a gym, that's absolutely fine. I get it. You don't have to go into a gym. You can work out in your own home. Do you have some free weights? Do you have the toning cords? Do you have bands? Do you have a kettlebell? Do you have a treadmill, a spinning bike? Now, I ain't gonna lie, last weekend I tried to get on my spinning bike, but it's just not working for me right now because as you have to pedal. Whereas I brought my foot down, the pain was so excruciating. So I said, nope, this is not gonna work. I'm just not ready for that, and it's okay. Walking might be okay, but again, it's just being on my feet too long that's bothering me. So I have to be careful with that too. So guess what? If nothing else, I have some free weights. I have some 5 pounds, some 8 pounds, and 10 pounds. I can sit down in a chair and I can do my bicep curls. You know what I mean? So you've got to find what works for you. But I said all that to say this, that when you work out, be it you can do yoga, that works on that encompasses all 3, the mind, body, and the spirit. That's a perfect exercise to do. But you've got yoga, you've got strength training. You can just go for a walk. When I go around my sister's way, I see a lot of her neighbors out just walking in the neighborhood, and they're so friendly. Everybody just waves, and I'm waving thinking, who's that? And so I was telling my sister that. She said, yeah, these are just friendly people around here. And that's a great thing. But make sure you are taking care of your mind, body, and your spirit. And number 5, find and or create a support group of people who are doing what you want to do. And this is a great way to be held accountable for what you said you were going to do. That's one of the things I do love about groups. Now, here's the problem. You need to make sure that you're not getting into a group of people that they don't want much, because how can they encourage you if they're not doing what they should be doing to achieve their goals? You need to make sure that support group or that group period is going to be there to help support you as well as you supporting them. Number 6, follow up. Follow up with your contacts, but make sure you don't stalk them. When we talk about achieving your goals, if your goal is to, is that a spider? Oh no. If your goal is to grow your business, whatever business that may be, and you have some contacts, you need to follow up with those contacts. Again, don't stalk people, but you have to follow up because sometimes people get busy and they do forget. So you need to initiate that contact. And number 7, work towards your main goal every day. And when I say every day, I mean every day. I get it if you have to go to your 9 to 5, nothing wrong with that at all, but you need to be working on your goal every single day. Set aside a time. I'm going to spend 1 hour that's committed only to that goal that I'm trying to achieve, or 2 hours or 3 hours, or whatever time frames you can give it, but you need to do it every single day. You've got to be consistent. You cannot achieve your goals and your dreams if you are not consistent with what you're doing. It's just like trying to lose weight. I can't log my food in only when I feel like it or only when I eat the right things. I've got to be consistent. And so even if I get to the end of the day, I'm sorry, something flying on my windshield. Even if I get to the end of the day and I exceed my caloric intake for the day, it's all right. I'm still going to jot down what I ate. You know why? Because I've got to be consistent if I'm going to achieve my goal. Good, bad, or indifferent, you've got to put it down because you still need to see it. Now, here's your takeaway. It takes, I'm quoting again what I shared with you earlier, and it takes both emotion and logic to reach your maximum potential because they will both reach their limitations. So you got this. Now go out there and be successful, okay? Go out there and be successful because I believe that you can achieve your goals and your dreams, but I need you to believe it as well. Having said that, that's my time, you guys. Hopefully something I said resonates with you and helps you to tell yourself every day that I don't quit. I don't stop. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like, no matter what somebody says, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep pushing forward because you deserve this. I always tell people, if God put it in you, you need to do something with it, okay? You deserve it. If you're new to watch my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I do car conversations every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So be sure to come back and join me on Friday. Check out Monday's video as well. And then come back again on Saturday, and we'll start it all over again next week. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. You know, I miss you and I don't get a chance to see you guys. Go out there, enjoy the rest of your evening, but do so responsibly. Regardless of where you're going or who's coming over, do so responsibly, okay? And I know we're taking off the masks. I do. I understand that. However, when you're going out, I need you to be careful. Okay, please, please, please be careful. A lady that I know of was celebrating her 85th birthday recently, and she ended up catching COVID. So I just need you all to make sure that you are being careful when you go out, the people that you're around. I say this all the time. When you're going out, if you didn't go with people, don't go. If you didn't go to that event with people, don't come home with them. They don't need to know where you live, and you don't need to be going to their house. Please be careful, okay? We live in a crazy world that people will not hesitate to take your life just like that because they just don't care. And that's a shame, but we're going to keep praying that God will fix that and those people, because I want you all to live happy, healthy lives, but you have to do so responsibly. Love you all, and we'll talk again on Friday.